What's up, YouTube? We back with another video, and today we're gonna mix it up. I feel like it's other ways to give you guys more value, and I've been kind of just being transparent, contemplating on how I want to take my channel, and I figured I just want to get some different pieces of content out there for you guys that still gives you guys value, but it's more than just a haircut tutorial. Which a haircut tutorial is important because it's the foundation of building our career, but it's also other things, which I know you heard plenty of times. So these are one of those other things that you need to really hone in on as you grow in this industry, and that's your financial literacy, financial education, because we touch money so much. We touch money every single day. It's a hand-to-hand transaction. We're getting these transactions every day. So with touching money every day, you think you got money to spend every day, and you don't, because dining out and just buying frivolous things on a day-to-day basis because you got the money in your pocket is going to eventually add up. And so just like anything, if you treat barbering like a career, it will pay you like a career. And that just takes some little bit of seriousness as you approach this industry. As you make your money, don't just treat it like a hustle. Treat it like, okay, I need to build my retirement portfolio. I need to build my long-term assets behind this income, because like we say, we can't cut hair forever, and cutting hair forever is not the goal. So I wanted to map out a simple framework, a simple system on what I do personally when I make money, um, or what I used to do at a certain level. Because granted, like anything, you start out, life is so simple, but it gets more and more complicated because you got to do more things as you have different entities. So even if you're not an LLC yet or anything, this is how you can get started on being a little bit serious about your income, separating your the money you're spending, because those transactions that you spend in your business, once you're a LLC, an S corp, anything like that, they can't be on the same card. They can't be. You can't just be spending cash on clippers and stuff and thinking that you're going to be able to write it off unless you keep that receipt. So today I'm going to show you what to do, and I'm going to base it off of $5,000, right? I believe every barber, no matter what city, no matter how much you charge, you can make $5,000, $1,250 in a week, basically. And I'm going to show you how to allocate that 5,000. But as you make more money, and my YouTube channel is mainly catered to beginner barbers, so beginner barbers, this should be your first number that you want to aim for, 5,000, and it's going to keep growing from there. But yes, so like I said, I believe anybody can make 5,000, and I want to show you how to allocate. And like I was saying, as you make more, you can change the numbers up a little bit. But if you keep this core principle of separating it and having certain percentages allocated to certain things, it's hard to stop you. It's hard to not to build momentum. It's hard not to fund those retirement accounts and get some more financial freedom outside of making money as a haircutter, the only way you make money. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to understand is that you need to separate yourself and your business. So this is the business side, and this is the personal side. And like I said, the number we're going to base it off of is 5,000. But even if you have a surplus, these numbers will still apply. How I map it out, I'm going to map it out 5,000. Let's say one month you made 7,500. You still are going to make sure you allocate these amounts. But guess what? You will have surplus. So let's map it out. Say you bring in 5,000 a month. Your business, you're cutting hair, you bringing in 5,000, right? So this is where you need your first business bank account. Now, it doesn't actually have to be a business bank account. It can be a regular personal account, but you treat it like a business account. So you're going to need your first business bank account. And what money do you need to spend out of this business bank account? Well, you got to pay booth rent. You got to buy supplies. Eventually, you should be marketing, so you got to run ads, etc. Right? So when you make money, you have certain expenses that you need to continue to run your business, and these things are write-offs. So now that you're spending it in one account, you have the transactions for it. And so let's just say that we have booth rent about 200. We spend money on supplies, spend money on ads, etc. So let's just say 1,500 of what we make, no matter what, is going to be left in our business bank account. We're going to leave it in our business bank account. All our money is going to be deposited into this business bank account, and then we're going to leave this money. We're going to leave $1,500 in our business bank account. Okay. And that's accounted for every month, every month. And now if you feel like your booth rent is more and you're making more money than this, obviously you will up that number. But you, an initial start, you need to have this much allocated towards your business expenses. Okay. So now what are we going to do with our personal account? We're going to send the surplus straight to our personal account. So we're going to have a personal account right here. And that is, what do we got? 3,500 left over. Right to the personal account. And so what do we have in our personal expenses, right? We got rent. We got car note. We got groceries. We got gas. So all these frivolous things that are personal expenses, they don't affect your business whatsoever. We're going to have a certain amount of money allocated to this. And I don't want none of all these expenses to be more than 50% of how much money you make. Now, granted, trust me, because you might think you might hear that and be like, dang, bro, like keep that under 50%. But granted, we are self-employed. We do have business expenses. So now if you're making 5,000 and you think that you can spend 4,000 on personal expenses, what about your booth rent? What about your supplies? What about when one of your tools break and you need that new trimmer, you need that new blade, all those things? You're not gonna have no money for it because you're spending all of it on your personal life. Now, so since we said no more than half, we're gonna have 2,500 in this account, right? Oh, let me go back. We're gonna have 2,500 in this account. So guess what? We have $1,000 left. We allocated $1,500 to our business account. We allocated $2,500 to our personal expenses, no matter what they are. If they're over that, you need to start cutting things and living below your means, because you need to be focused on increasing your income, but also cutting down frivolous expenses. Like if you're not making, if you're not able to save over like at least half, not save half, keep your personal expenses under half. You should not be buying DoorDash. You should not be buying Uber Eats. You should not be paying for just different luxuries like you got money. I'm sorry, you gotta live below your means for a little bit. And that means we have an additional $1,000 left. So what are we gonna do with that extra 1,000? Eventually, I want you guys to be comfortable with investing most of this, but I at least want you to set up your S&P 500. It doesn't even have to be a Roth until you get comfortable with just the concept of investing. But you need to send 500 of that to a brokerage account. Now, whether you want to use Robinhood, whether you want to use Fidelity, whether you want to use Charles Schwab, whoever you want to use, you need to get comfortable with, okay, I know I can't cut hair forever. I know I need to put some money up for my retirement. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start putting up $500 no matter what for myself. And that's only 10%. And that's in the books. Any book you read is going to say at least 10%. The Richest Man in Babylon, the Psychology of Money, all that stuff is going to tell you to save at least 10% of your money. And that's just going to our brokerage. Now, the rest, 500, the last 500, I don't care what you do with it. I don't care what you do with it. Like, if you long as you invest that 10%, you keep your personal expenses under 50%, and you just leaving money in your business bank account, hey, if you want to just go to the strip club, whatever. But oh, I didn't wrote 5,000. We ain't got 5,000 left. But realistically, though, it would be nice if you wanted to save it or invest it or something like that, or invest more into your education, barber, and something. But I know how people like to say be realistic. So that's just a little bit of wiggle room for anything else. You got $500 left. Now, why do I say this can get a little bit more complicated? Because these expenses, these expenses here, they can be off business and personal credit cards. And what does that mean? That means you're going to get points for it. So that means just like you send it the money to the personal account, boom, you would pay off the credit card from the personal account, from the business bank account. The money that you spend in your business, you will have a business checking account and you will have a business credit card. You will spend the money on your booth rent, on your supplies, all that off the business credit card, and you would pay it off with the business account. Granted, so not to make it too complicated, that's the system that you need to implement. And like I said, as you make more, these numbers will increase more, and you'll love me forever for telling you this. But no, for real, this to set you up for success, and it'll show you how to basically start tracking your finances, start being smart with your money, and put you on a good foundation. I'm telling you, if you're a first year barber, if you're just starting to get in this industry, you won't regret this system. It's going to lead you along the way. And it gets more complicated than this, but like I say, simplicity is key. So I'll catch you in the next one. And if you like this type of content, if you want to learn more how to manage your money or the other things, you know, every barber let us say is more things than cutting hair. If you want to learn the more things than cutting hair, um, drop a comment below and let me know what you want to see, what you want to look out for, because I'm really fired up to just get different type of content out than tutorials. So I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.